Welcome to Evolve Bros Colorado reaction. Unfortunately, today's reaction is not a positive one. The Vols looked like they did not want to be in Nashville. They looked like they did not want to be playing basketball today. Rick Barnes essentially said as much in his post-game press conference. He said that he did not like the way his players looked all day leading up to the game. They looked like they were in another place, like they weren't locked in and ready to play, and then that showed up on the court. Unfortunately, Tennessee falls to Colorado 78-66. Despite four players in double figures, Josiah James with 15, Tyreek Key with 15, Zakai Ziegler with 12, and Santiago Vescovi with 11. But in spite of that, there was a lot of offensive discontinuity. People seemed to always be in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were constantly having to reset their offense because the floor kept getting unbalanced. And it looked like they were very much going through the motions at times and at other times completely out of control. But at no time did they ever look under control and running the stuff that they want to run effectively. And as a result, they only shot 25% from the floor and they got out rebounded by 9. The shooting, that comes and goes. It happens. It wasn't just the long range game. They couldn't hit anything, and it became contagious. People were missing layups. Josiah missed 2 running one-handers in the lane that he typically always makes. It was just one of those days, and it was like there was a lid on the bucket at times. There was an 8-minute span in the second half when the Vols went 1 of 12 from the floor, and I was starting to wonder if they were going to score again. Losing Uroš Plavšić early in the first half was definitely a problem. I like that the Vol coaching staff decided this was an opportunity to experiment and try some different things and try some different lineups. At one point, for about 5-6 possessions, we actually had 3 guards on the floor, and our 2 post players were Jemai Meshach and Josiah James. So that was interesting. We have not seen that look before. They basically went with a 5-out system and tried to out-athlete Colorado. Unfortunately, that didn't really work. They got a couple of good looks, kept things interesting for a little bit, but eventually Colorado's size took over again, and we were forced to go back to our normal rotations. What was odd about our normal rotation today, though, was I would have liked to have seen Jonas A do a lot more than we did. Olivier Comlois was not playing well. He wasn't playing horrible, but he definitely was not engaged in the game. He looked out of his comfort zone at times. He was a walking turnover for about a 7-minute period in the second half. It just did not look like he wanted to be involved in the game. And it was a great opportunity to get Jonas Adu more minutes, especially if Uroš is going to be out for any extended period of time. And we just didn't really see him. And, we're not in practice every day, so we don't know the reason behind that. But I really hope that over the next couple of weeks we see a lot more of Jonas Adu, because the guy just has so many intangibles, and he's going to be the future of the post game at UT. Couple of just interesting things from today. I hope that people don't freak out over Tennessee losing in November. It happens. You have days where shots don't fall. And if we're being honest, November does not matter. There's parts of December that don't matter. What matters is 3 to 4 months from now. And you learn from these games. You learn from games like today. You've got a lot of teaching tape that you can go over. You have a lot of things that you can build off of to make kids better and grow them. And the goal is not to be great in November and December. The goal is to learn in November and December, compete at a high level in January and February, so that in March you are playing at a very high level at the right time. You've got a full complement of options that you can run offensively and defensively and have confidence that your guys are going to execute. Now, you can't have days like today in March that you can't come out and shoot 25% from the floor. And so what the coaching staff learned from today was This team may have droughts where they're going to have to run some set plays to attack the basket and pound the ball inside and make sure we can get baskets. That will come with time, and that's a learning opportunity. Julian Phillips. Today was not a good day for Julian Phillips. Defensively, he's a liability right now. He looked awful. He was confused. He kept blowing his assignment. At one point in the first half, they just had to take him off the floor because whoever he was guarding or whoever he was supposed to guard on switching screens kept scoring on every possession. They started the second half, tried to get him involved. First two possessions, ran two set plays for him to try to get him involved in the flow of the game, but it didn't matter. Defensively, every time down the floor, whoever he was supposed to be guarding or whoever he was supposed to switch on to kept scoring. And to Colorado's credit, they recognized it and started running every set they could right at Julian. Julian's going to be a great player. He is a fantastic athlete. He's going to be fine, and he will learn from today, and he will grow, and he'll watch film, and coaches will coach him up. But today was not a good day for him. He very much looked like a freshman who was very confused and could never, ever figure out what the Vols were trying to do defensively. It was a tough day for him. So moving forward, because again, nothing in November matters. You're working to get better for January, February, and March. The Vols will get a get-right game on Wednesday. They have Florida Gulf Coast coming into town. That will not be a challenge. UT should handle them pretty easily, and it's an opportunity to work on your stuff. It's an opportunity to work on the things that did not go well today and come out and put into reality and into practicality the things that you're going to practice for the next couple of days and the things you're going to watch on video for the next couple of days. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention that the Lady Vols beat UMass 74-65 the other night. That's actually a really good win. Most people would look at that box score and go, man, they didn't really beat up on that cupcake. That UMass is not a cupcake. For those of you who don't follow women's basketball, UMass actually is a very strong program. They should win their conference this year, and I would not be surprised at all if they win at least one game in the NCAA tournament. They are very good. And so that was a good win for Kelly Harper's team to come back after a tough loss on the road and try to regroup and fix some things and not have an easy win to go out and practice against. They had to jump right back in the fire against a very good UMass team. And they don't come out of the fire this week. Tomorrow night, Monday, they play number 11 Indiana. This Saturday, they play Rutgers, who typically has a very strong program. Kelly Harper's strength of schedule is not going to be something anyone's going to question. The first 2 weeks of this season is a gauntlet. And with the talent she has and the amount of chemistry she's trying to build with that talent, it's a tough 2 weeks to try to build chemistry. They're going to have to learn on the fly, and they're going to have to learn while there's some bullets firing. So kudos to her for scheduling tough. Hopefully the Lady Vols get 2 wins this week, and they can move forward really well. The Vols should win easily on Wednesday, and hopefully they get an opportunity to correct things from today. So again, it doesn't matter what happens in November. It matters what happens in February and March, and that's what we're building toward. And still excited for both of these rosters and what's to come. Go Vols!